Hello and welcome to the Get Creative Podcast, the podcast for creatives by creatives. I'm Evan Schmidt, and my guest today is Brent Allen Hagel. He's a voiceover talent just like me, but a little bit different as you'll tell, and he's based in Los Angeles, California. So let's get to it. All right, so Brent Allen Hagel, thanks for coming on the show. You're a chef, you're a father, and you're a voiceover talent, voice actor. What do you like to call it?
I call it voiceover acting. Yeah.
Okay. What's something important you've learned throughout your life?
Throughout my life, I would say just be yourself is what, whether you're in like a formal meeting or you're at home with your family, don't change yourself so much into all these different situations, kind of keep it cohesive throughout your life and just really be who you are. And also bring that into your voice acting. That'll help you develop your own signature sound.
So we were talking before we got into the interview, and you were talking about your marketing practices and how you kind of got to where you are. What clicked in your head to make you realize what you do now about marketing as an entrepreneur?
If no one knows you exist, no one can hire you. So you can send your demos out to everybody and they'll either respond or not, but just do your own thing. Like I launched my Instagram. I'm making videos of myself working out. I'm doing some live streams. People can come in and, watch me work out on scripts in my home studio and kind of, bring people into my world and let them see that I'm, an artist and I'm working on this craft. I think marketing pretty much daily. I use, Twitter, Facebook, and agents, of course. But, your agent has, a roster of 100 to 500 people. You're your own business. You got to go out there and you got to find it yourself.
Yeah, that's very true. It's like you gotta really hustle.
Yeah, and like I'll go out and I'll do like an in-person audition here in the city, and I'm in the lobby with all these different people, and there's all these different sounds, and we're all equally as good. It's just who they happen to like on that certain day, and whoever the buyer may have been, and we're all equally good talent. It's just put your heart into it and give it your best shot, and then don't look back and hope you get a call. I mean, every time I go do like a big audition, I look at my phone. I'm like, is it going to ring? Is it going to ring? Is it going to ring? But, after 30 minutes or an hour, you just got to move on and live your life, man.
One of my earlier guests on the show, Leanne Rose Bunce. There we go. You can tell I did my vocal warm-ups.
Nice.
She had a really good video she shared with me later that it's just like Bryan Cranston at like some party, and somebody went up to him and was like, "Hey, Bryan, do you have any advice for young actors?" He's like, "Turn the camera on." And he's like, "Here's what you need to do. Like, you need to step up to the plate, swing for the fences, and then walk away. Like, he's like, do the audition and then forget about it. Because you can't dwell on it. You can't bank on it at all. It's never a sure thing." And he's like, just don't worry about it. He's like, the only thing you can control is your own performance.
Exactly. Like some people, or my family, or if I'm at a party as well, like, "Oh, what have you auditioned for recently?" And like, honestly, I can't even remember because I do it and then I put my heart and soul and then I just, look for the next one. Like you were saying earlier, irons in the fire. And it could be, 6 months, a year later, and they saved it on their desktop and they wanted to hire me for a year, but the project hasn't launched yet.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Being yourself, that's certainly applicable to anybody in the creative realm, whether you're a talent, whether you're a producer, whether you're starting up an app. Like that's so applicable, because if you're trying to be somebody else and you're competing against that somebody else, they're going to be better at being themselves than you are at being
Exactly.
them.
They already have that guy.
Right. So, anyways, so yeah, what are you working on right now?
Let's see. Right now, I'm working on scratching trailers here for the trailer trailer companies here in town. I'm getting daily stuff from agents. Every day it's different. I just checked the inbox. I just got something from the Smithsonian Channel right now while we were talking. every day it's different. Right now, I'm really focusing heavily on marketing and kind of just getting my brand out there because I've only been signed for a year. I spoke with my agent, my manager about it because you get hard on yourself. Like I'm not, these my phone isn't ringing every day with all these sessions and I don't understand what it is I'm doing wrong. And they're like, dude, just chill out. Like it takes a while. Like, no, you're new. Like, even though I've been doing this for 13 years, I'm still new to them because they don't know I exist. So I've just
Yeah.
been auditioning my butt off and working with my audio equipment to make sure everything just sounds like super clean and crisp because it could just be one little click that just he clicked. Next guy. You never know. It could be like the most simple thing.
He's got
Exactly.
dry
Get rid of
mouth.
him. He's done. He'll never work in this town again. But it's just I'm really still working on my acting, and then I've booked some really big jobs that haven't come out yet, so I'm not gonna really jinx anything or talk about that. But I'm in the running, and I am getting my name known, which is basically what they told me to do. Like just sit tight, do your thing, be yourself, and just put out the best work you possibly can.
Yeah. That is distilled quality information right there. So where can people find you?
You can find me on BrentAllenHagel.com. Allen is my middle name, and that's my website. Then I'm also on Instagram at BrentAllenVO, and I post a video every day, I'd say, or every other day of me working in my studio, or I'll take current trailers and I'll put voiceover on them, or I'll work on network promos, or I read copy that I take from the internet. I never read anything that my agent sends me for copyright violations or anything. So I'll sit here and I'll make up my own copy, and then I'll find some music on YouTube, and I'll create the spot in the studio in my mind, and that really helps me because I've done that, and then the actual spot came up for the audition, and I already knew what to do. I already knew the tone, I already knew the vibe, and I booked it.
Whoa.
Right? It was like one of those like source destiny book, secret book things. I'm just like, all right, just visualize it, and this is what they're gonna want because this is the tone. It really helps you learn the tonality of the spots. Is it a action? Is it a sci-fi? What's the music like? What's the tone like? And then how do you put your voiceover in on it? That sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, Brent, thanks for coming on my show and getting creative with me.
Evan, of course, man, and I hope we work in some sort of audition together, or a booking together, where we're both in the booth together and we're vibing off each other. That'd be awesome.
That's it for another episode of Get Creative. You can find more information about my guest in the show notes. Subscribe to this podcast on iTunes and Stitcher so that new episodes magically appear, and tell a friend about this show. For more information about me, just go to evanschmidt.com. Thank you for listening. Now go get creative.